From the cover alone, I pretty much assumed this anime was nothing to write home about. But as Sakamoto Days taught us, never judge an anime by its poster. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't. At first glance, the series felt a bit childish. Bright colors, a young heroine, a classic magical world setup. But it didn't take long before things started to shift. This world, named Edviar, is surrounded by danger, a land divided by invisible lines, because beyond those lines live the four Lords of Darkness, each ruling their own shadowed corner of the world, their mere presence enough to keep humanity locked behind borders, and those who dare step beyond are never heard from again. Now, while the story might center around our hopeful heroine, the one who truly stole the show for me wasn't her. It was Clevatess of the Moonlight, ruler of the far south, a figure shrouded in silver light and silence. Now, the Kingdom of Hayden, in all its boldness, decided to send an expedition beyond the southern border. They sent their best, a squad of legendary heroes armed with weapons forged personally by the king himself, each said to hold unimaginable power, weapons meant to turn men into gods. But against Clevatess, they may as well have brought lanterns to chase away the stars. He picked them off like insects, not out of hatred, but out of confusion, because Clevatess didn't understand them. Why would humans willingly throw their lives away against something so far beyond them? So he crossed the boundary. For the first time in centuries, he stepped into the human world. He leveled the great city of Hayden, not out of rage, but because it stood in his way. And just as he turned to leave, he heard a voice, faint, breaking, a woman barely alive reaching out to him. In her arms, a little girl. She didn't beg for her own life, only the child's. Clevatess looked at the infant. He turned away, but that moment, that one quiet plea, lingered. So he returned. Not out of guilt, not out of pity, but because something about it, about her, wouldn't let him walk away. And just like that, he took her in. At first, he called it an experiment, a way to observe humans more closely. But raising a child was far more chaotic than he anticipated. He could scare off monsters with a glance, but he couldn't stop her from crying. Eventually, he realized he couldn't do this alone. So he did the unthinkable. He resurrected one of the fallen heroes, Alicia, now immortal, bound to serve him, and extremely annoyed about the whole situation. She was to be the child's caretaker, but sadly, as a virgin, Alicia couldn't nurse the child. And so this most unlikely trio set off in search of a proper caretaker. But during their little journey, something else came to light. The baby wasn't just any child, she was royalty, the last living heir to the Kingdom of Hayden, an infant princess, now raised by the very creature that destroyed her kingdom. And from that moment on, Clevatess raised her not just as a curiosity, but as a vessel, a quiet, patient way to place his will upon the human world without ever lifting a finger. And I, for one, I'm thrilled to see it unfold. The show blends epic fantasy with something strangely tender. There's weight in every scene, a quiet tension, and a surprising softness that lingers just beneath the surface. Clevatess still speaks like a god, but now he walks as a man with a child in his arms. And I don't know about you, but I think that's one of the most compelling dynamics I've ever seen. So tell me, what do you think about Clevatess of the Moonlight? Villain? Father? Or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more anime insights, and I'll see you in the next one.